thing that gives you an entirely different perspective about your place in the world? Think it would be worth it? Dennis Prager here, inviting you to join me for a 10-day Stand With Israel tour, a tour through the land of Israel in December 2019. Come with me to get firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. Walk the ancient temple steps, sail on the Sea of Galilee, and so many more unforgettable moments. Return home inspired, renewed, and empowered. If you've ever dreamed of seeing Israel, this is your opportunity. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, we'll be together in the comfort and safety of luxurious accommodations the whole time. Join me for a life-changing adventure to give you a renewed sense of purpose.
Purchase the travel experience of a lifetime at 560theanswer.com/Israel. And be sure to choose AM 560 when you register. That's 560theanswer.com/Israel.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David and Gretchen will be talking about how two grandparents handled a kidnapper. Find out what's going on with the Deerfield assault weapons ban. And it's time for those presidential campaign ads again. Find out what Bill Maher recommends Democrats don't talk about. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So give us a call at 312-642-5600 and ask a question or make a comment live on the show. Or go to our Facebook page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube, On Target Radio, where you can watch the show in real time and go back and view the archive version. And yes, we are streaming this week.
But not yet.
That's because I'm back.
And we've also come to the conclusion that we're never going to write an open for him again because he does
just fine on his own. I do my own opens.
You do your own opens. No. Yeah, you do your own opens. And we're going to do our own close.
Does George need to click start or something because YouTube's not going?
Well, no, it was.
It says
going.
it's streaming.
It's streaming.
Oh, okay, let me refresh.
Maybe you just don't know. Never mind.
There's a joke.
Oh no, you didn't.
Okay, so anyway, Eric, now that you're home again,
I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was the trip?
It was good. I should have stayed out there, I think, because it was very nice. I think Gretchen got it because I hear.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's not my fault.
There's 4 voices in here and 3 people.
There we go.
I got it.
Okay.
It's muted.
I believe that would be Amy Jacobson's fault.
That would be Amy Jacobson's fault.
You drove all the way to Arizona with your mother.
So I drove to Arizona with my mother and 2 dogs in the car, and I drove back. It was actually a nice trip. A lot of nice scenery when you get out there and everything like that. Now, on the other hand, the move didn't go so well.
I knew we were going to get to this.
There's got to be a bad part to it, right? So the moving company they hired, I'm not going to say the name right now.
But it's going to come out someday.
It will come out someday in the form of, maybe a lawsuit or I don't know. But this is like the scam to end all scams. I mean, this place was absolutely terrible. Nothing was as promised. Prices were falsified, and I mean they're still trying to get their stuff. So maybe we'll if they don't end up getting their stuff, we'll be talking a little bit more about it next week on our.
I hate to say, but I haven't really heard anything good about any moving company.
Well, this one's a lot worse than you could probably
really
imagine. You haven't heard the
really
story.
So are your parents sitting in an empty house with lawn furniture?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
My dad went to Goodwill and got a couple, nice chairs, for the living room, and they don't have any of their dishes or furniture or anything. Luckily, they brought a mattress with them, so my dad took a trailer out there a couple days prior and, brought some essentials and stuff like that. But I mean, they don't have dishes or they're stealing forks from Wendy's. So
that's insane.
Wendy's has nice plastic silverware.
They do.
So.
They do. So that's a plus.
So yeah, it's kind of sad to see that, but hopefully they'll get their stuff soon.
It's a long ride.
It is. It was 27 hours officially.
Yeah, I mean, you just and all the way back, you were by yourself.
Yeah. Well, you crank the music up and stop every once in a while and hit the energy drinks, and I drove straight through on the way back actually. So
I just have to make one comment
Lots of
about
skinny
this
pop.
trip. I
did get skinny pop.
I have to make one comment about this trip. When you were outward bound,
yes,
and where were we? That we texted him. Where were we at? I can't remember where we were.
don't remember.
Somewhere. We were someplace. And somewhere in the stratosphere. I don't know.
We were
But
somewhere and did something.
we
We
something
happen to be together.
something
I think that's what he's driving at.
something was said that was celebratory in nature. And
Well, he said he was almost to the border of New
right.
Mexico and Arizona.
And I said,
you
we
said
should pop a bottle of champagne and
break out the
celebrate.
champagne.
Within 30 seconds, and I swear to God, this is true.
Yeah,
Within
like
30 seconds,
immediately.
you sent me a picture of you in a car holding a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Now, I just have a hard time understanding how that happened.
We were quite impressed by that.
Well, and the funny thing was, so we took a cooler with, and luckily we didn't give it to the movers. So we took a cooler with, we packed everything that was in the refrigerator and the freezer, and put some ice packs in, and got one of those giant coolers that took up the whole back seat. And there was this bottle of champagne in there that my brother had brought over for a holiday, a few holidays ago. I'm like, I don't even know if this is good anymore. I'm like, but there's room in the cooler, so let's throw it in. So we're actually debating throwing it out, but luckily we didn't. So I had the bottle of champagne to take the picture, and I think your response was awesome. It says like, what the F? Is there nothing that you don't have in your possession 24 hours a day?
It was very impressive. It was incredibly. I was impressed.
That was really good.
It was very funny. You're enigmatic. I said that at dinner today. You're we never know. We never know what to expect from you.
Yeah, that's probably good.
This all started. I remember clearly how the whole thing started. At one of our board meetings, I said we need to put soft drink machines in all over the place. And I don't know who. Somebody said, "How do you do that?" And you go, "I know how to do that."
Yeah. And
that was the beginning of this downhill slide of no matter what we need to put a geosynchronous satellite in orbit. Oh, we can pair it up with mine. I just.
Do you actually want to do that? Or? I'm joking.
Well, we got 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Let's do something newsy.
Okay.
Newsy. You want to do
sure. Over in Lebanon, Indiana, which I don't really know that much about Lebanon. No, actually, that's where our favorite barbecue place is.
Right. That's what's the name of that place? I can't remember. But yeah, that's Lebanon.
You wrote it on your list. Anyway, so down in Lebanon, it's central Indiana. There was two grandparents babysitting their 6-year-old granddaughter, and a man broke into their apartment and claimed that he was the father of the girl. And so Grandma called 911, and Grandpa gave him a beatdown he probably won't soon forget.
Which the mugshot shows him with his face rearranged. Now, these are grandparents, mind you, grandparents. Yes. But here's the part that I appreciate most about this. Stupid is as stupid does. After getting the snot beat out of him by an old man, he goes out and encounters the police and wants to fight the cops.
Right.
Somewhere in there, you'd think he'd go, well, it's not my day. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a lucky day for me.
ABC 7 euphemistically said, Grandpa tried to get the man out of the apartment. I'm thinking heavy air quotes.
Right.
This little article does answer a question about what's a Hoosier. It does. Just look at if you read it. It's clearly saying, "Who's your daddy?" You know what I'm saying? Who's your daddy? Because that was it.
Wow. For Father's Day, he tells a dad joke. That's good.
I had to get something in for it. You got to say something.
It's good. And you got a happy Father's Day at California Pizza
I did.
Kitchen, which I found
nice.
which I found highly ironic.
Did they assume you were his daughter?
They didn't actually say that, but it did cross my
it's
mind.
Possible.
It did cross my mind.
The father thing reminds me, and I know you've heard the story before, it reminds me when my stepmother, this is after my dad passed away, when my stepmother, we were sitting around a Christmas tree with my two sisters and I, and for various reasons, my two sisters are not going to have kids. And my stepmother goes, it would be nice if we had some grandchildren around here. And of course, I'm the only person she could be talking to. And I go, I could make some calls, but the airfare is going to be pretty stiff, and I don't think they speak English. And the subject never came up again. Never another word of grandchildren. So that's what it is. If I'd had some, they could have gone to Arizona with you.
Sure, why not?
Drank the champagne on the way down.
Sure.
You know? I don't know what
that
to
was
say.
Rando.
That was very random.
That was like the most rando thing ever. Yeah, I was going to say, since we have extra time, I once asked Eric if he had an extra computer monitor I could borrow so I could hook up my old CPU and get some information off of it. And of course, he's a computer guy, so of course he had but apparently he has more than one.
60 or 70.
Because I offered to return it, and he said, no, just keep it.
There's one in my office in Waterman. There's one in my upstairs sitting on the floor. If you need a monitor, let me know.
When I first bought my house, come to find out the air conditioning didn't work, and Eric brought over a portable air conditioner that he just happened to have on.
Had one of those too, you know.
You wanted me to cut your lawn, but I can't. I'm not going to drive my lawn tractor. Eric has a trailer.
That's right.
You ever thought of going in the rental business?
No, actually, because I generally don't do things that make money.
I knew we had a lot in common.
No wonder you guys get along so well. You're like brothers separated at birth.
Except he knows how to work with Coke machines.
Maybe that's your real dad.
It could be. You never know.
Who's your daddy, baby? Who's your daddy? Oh, Lord.
All those years at Second City are finally paying off.
Oh, boy.
No, but they're not paying off. That's the problem.
They're paying off on the radio show,
Yeah,
not in money.
No.
I don't mean actual money.
If I actually made money at anything that I do, it would be it'd be a miracle. Anyway, we're gonna have to take a break coming up here, but we got some interesting stories tonight. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Deerfield thing.
Yeah, we've got some anti-gun control stories for the red meat eaters.
We do. So this could be an interesting show, even though all three of us are together.
I think it's going to be a very good show.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, when we come back, we're going to talk about Deerfield loses the assault weapon ban.
And the Floyd Challenge.
And the Floyd Challenge is coming up. So all that and more when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
Sleep myths. Watching TV. Fall asleep with the TV on. Watch TV. Helps you unwind. Just turn your brain off. Watch something light. One of the Saw movies or something.
One of the Saw movies. You told me to go see Saw, too, with my boy.
It's great. It's a nice family movie.
You didn't tell. That's what you said. It's a horror film.
It's a morality play. That's what it is.
Okay.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday morning starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
When I wasn't taking it and I was waiting for my operation, I was feeling very tired. Now I'm driving like 11, 12 hours a day. I told you I manage 15 gas stations. And I have so much energy. I even gave some of my pills for my son, and he said, Dad, this is good, so I like it. I'm healing so fast. It's like amazing. My family is so surprised because my wound closing up and doing so good. So that is working now that I'm start taking my those fruits and vegetables.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
If your business depends on a Sprinter or light-duty diesel, you can't afford to have just anyone care for your major investment in important equipment. From a single vehicle to an entire fleet, depend on the experts at Remke's Garage to fix your Sprinter, Duramax, Cummins, or Power Stroke vehicle. Only go to the experts at Remke's Garage. Remke's doesn't just fix problems, they find solutions. Remke's goal is making sure you never lose a dollar of business. That's why owner Joe Remke will customize a maintenance plan specific to your unique vehicle. Remke's Garage specializes in Sprinter and light-duty diesel vehicles. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty on all parts. They'll pick up, deliver, and offer you a loaner vehicle for free. Go to remkesgarage.com to schedule your free maintenance plan consultation. That's REMKES Garage.com. That's Remke's, spelled REMKES Garage.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
So, next segment probably we're going to announce the winner of the T-shirt contest.
Yes, that's great.
That'll be fun, and I think it's a no contest type of thing. We got a whole bunch of them.
It's pretty much a slam dunk.
It's pretty much a slam dunk. So yeah, but before that, you know how much we all love Deerfield and how they tried to wiggle around the state law. Well, they got their monkey spanked here by none other than David Segal, who's the ISRA general counsel. Second Amendment Foundation picked up the suit against Deerfield for the ban on assault weapons and large capacity magazines, and they joined in with the ISRA, and they went, they went to the wall with them, and they just got the whole thing tossed out. They're just saying you can't do that. Now, the interesting thing is, and people need to understand this, it got thrown out because of lack of jurisdiction, because there's a state law. Right? When they passed concealed carry, they passed in that concealed carry bill. They said you had, I think it was 10 days, wasn't it?
Yes.
They gave municipalities 10 days to pass an ordinance if they wanted to about so-called assault weapons. Mm-hmm. After which, that's it. There are no gun laws other than the state of Illinois.
Yes.
Well, they had an ordinance on the books about that, but not about banning. Mm-hmm. And then what they tried to do is morph that after the fact.
They tried to change it.
Yeah, they tried to.
They're like, oh, it's not new, it's a change.
That's exactly what they tried to do, and they got taken to the woodshed.
I almost think it's like, akin to like a shell bill or a shell ordinance.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what they were. Yes,
anyway.
That is kind of what they were doing.
It was almost like a placeholder.
Yeah, so that did not work out well for them, and they got knocked out of the ballpark. Segal, there've been some people who've been critical of him, but I'll tell you what, he's got a pretty good batting average. I can't remember what it is, 14 or 15 out of 16 or so. That's pretty good. He was on McDonald's. McDonald's sounds like he was getting hamburger. Yeah, he was having a hamburger during all this. But he was on McDonald versus the city of Chicago, for instance. So yeah, he's a pretty good guy. He runs a one-man shop, and I've talked to him on the phone. We sat next to each other at the gun rights policy thing for a while. Interesting guy, certainly a smart guy. So that's that one's behind us, but it's not. I just want to make sure that people understand that the court didn't say that there can't be limitations or whatever. That's not what this was about. This was about Deerfield had no jurisdiction to pass such an ordinance. Period. That's what it was about, not whether or not the ordinance would have held water. It's just they didn't have the jurisdiction to have one.
It always amazes me, the little, intricacies in the law and how you can, either, use it to your favor or your advantage, or, it could be used to your disadvantage just by something little like jurisdiction.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. And,
well, not jurisdiction's not a little thing, don't get me wrong, but, just something like a technicality almost.
I remember when the Diggins ruling about you can have a gun and ammunition in the center console of your car. If you have a FOID card, you can have a gun and ammunition.
But
it can't be married up. It can't be a loaded gun.
Right.
Yeah. Now this is not about concealed carry holders. It's about not having concealed carry, but you have a FOID card.
It was way years before.
Can it be in the magazine?
So yes, you can have ammo.
You can have
in
a
the
loaded magazine as long as the magazine is not
in the gun.
Yeah,
interesting.
Now, what Eric said, to expand on what Eric said, that is a very valid point. when that ruling came down in favor of Diggins, which may have been the only time he was on the right side of the law, but in this particular moment in his life, he's probably shocked to find out he was
got
right.
it right.
Yeah. Because what he had was a 45 semi-automatic and a 357 revolver in the center console, and he had 6 rounds of 357 ammo and a magazine with 45 in it, but not in the gun. Mm-hmm. And when he got pulled over on a traffic stop for a no-turn signal, which is a really bogus way this all started, the cop asked him for driver's license and insurance, and the insurance was in his glove compartment, so he got it and gave it to the cop. But the driver's license was in his wallet, sitting on top of 2 guns and a bunch of ammunition. And he said to the cop, "I have a FOID card." And I joke about this in class, but I always go, you can picture this sort of brief synaptic storm in the cop's head. He goes, I asked him for a driver's license. He's telling me he's got a FOID card. Does he not speak English? And then the cop says, do you have a gun? And, of course, the answer
cop
was,
finally put 2 and 2 together.
Exactly. And he took him out and rubber hosed him and stuff. No, he didn't do that.
Which is why I always say that I never offer more information than what the police officer asks for, because they're prepared to accept the answer to the question. They're not prepared to accept other information.
It's the same thing being in court. You answer the question and shut up. But anyway, the bottom line to the whole thing was it went to the Illinois Supreme Court, and the Illinois Supreme Court said, because the way the ordinance was, or the law was worded, it said it has to be in a box, blah blah blah. The first one is box. A case, excuse me. The first was case, and the justices said, well, what's the definition of case in the state of Illinois? There wasn't one. So they went to the dictionary, and it talks about butcher's case and all these different things that are case.
Briefcase,
right?
Yeah.
And they say this may not be what the legislature intended, which I think is a beautiful phrase in jurisprudence.
Yeah.
But we can't find any difference between center console of a car and the definition of case in the
Any other
dictionary.
case, yeah.
Now, the reason I go through that whole litany is what you said. So I start teaching. You can put it in your glove compartment, center console, and Ed Ronkowski
goes,
he goes,
no,
you can't do that. And I go, Ed, that's what it says. And he goes, no, it doesn't.
No.
It says center console.
He tested center console. Diggins
Exactly.
tested center console. Did not test glove compartment.
Now, any rational human being is going to say, what's the difference? The difference is, as Eric just pointed out,
technically,
it's
what
not
the same thing.
Yes, it's not the same thing. And that's not what was included. So you find when you go to court, and people ask, why are contracts and why are all these documents so convoluted and so difficult to read? Because pretty much almost every word has a legal meaning to it. There's some precedent attached to it.
And sometimes even punctuation.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're an editor. That mean more to you. I don't. I disregard
But
punctuation.
well, I know you do. But things like commas can change the entire meaning of a sentence, which even you know.
Yeah. It's like pandas, eat shoots and leaves.
Right. Yeah. Or let's eat, Grandma.
Yeah. So well, it depends. Some of them are pretty bad. But yeah. So it is interesting when you get involved with this kind of stuff. People will read it, and they'll on like Facebook or whatever, and then they'll write, well, it says this. Well, you're not really understanding what you're reading, because there's definitions that go by, legal definitions that go behind those words. So that pretty much blew the segment.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing is, like, if you have it like in the case that it came in, that would be fine. That's a case,
right? That's a case.
And then that led the way for what they call 6-second carry in Chicago, where people would have it in a fanny pack, but it's not loaded. So technically, that's like a case, but I don't know if it's actually ever been tested or not.
I don't think it has.
No,
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if you're in Chicago and you do that and they find out, you'll be the one that's going to pay to have that tested.
You're going to be a test case.
But you can go walking around with the plastic case that it came in, no problem.
For a mere maybe $15,000 or $20,000, you can be the test case.
Yeah,
I'm sure
let me
it's
think
not
about
that
that.
cheap.
No.
I'm sure it's not that cheap.
Well, that's why I say about concealed carry, too, is everybody wants to test that, but I don't want to be the person that makes the case law because it's not cheap.
We're going to have to take a break, but we have a couple of callers, which we will get to when we come back from the break. So we will be good on that in a few minutes.
One of them is the president of the ISRA.
Yeah, he's probably about to take a shot at me for something. I don't know. And when Doug calls, I listen.
That's
you know what I'm saying? When Doug
we take
calls,
the
I
call.
listen. Oh, yeah. He could, really, he can't do much to me. But if I think about it, we could just hang up on him.
What about when Avon calls?
I have him call Doug. So
I
anyway,
screen Avon, but I talked to Doug. Well, Doug pays me, so.
that's true.
Well, it's just a little.
I don't get paid.
minor.
How does that happen? You know what? I'm gonna tell you.
I have a lucrative business. That's the difference.
One of the worst.
She's not like
days,
you and me.
One of the worst days in my life is I write for the Illinois Shooter, and they hire her to edit it. Okay, and it's like I get phone calls at 2 a.m. You misspelled something. This punctuation's wrong.
No, that's not true. I don't do it at 2 a.m. But
But that's for sure.
The great irony of
3
life
a.m.
is that you got me the job.
It was just I threw it out as a loose thing. Hey, Gretchen could do that for you. Really? That was the end of my life.
And now Richard and I are emailing back for. Did you like that little exchange we had the other day? I sent him a list of corrections. He goes, "What would I do without you?" And I go, "Well, I don't know you that well, but it would probably involve bad debt and alcohol."
All right, we're going to take a break. When we return, we're going to talk about Foyd card, and we'll announce a winner to the thing. So all that more when we return with more on Target Radio, and you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
You're listening to AM 560, The Answer, home of 7 of the top 100 radio talk hosts in America, according to Talkers Magazine. Congratulations to Joe Walsh.
I like that.
Larry Elder.
How do you do that?
Dennis Prager.
It should be obvious.
Sebastian Gorka.
That's very interesting.
Hugh Hewitt.
I got you already.
Mike Gallagher.
Honest to goodness.
And the #1 talk show host in the country, Sean Hannity.
This is a little bit overboard.
The top talkers in America are talking right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Fox News, I'm Mike Piazza. According to the New York Times, the U.S. is launching a computer code into Russia's electrical power grid as a warning against interference in our upcoming elections.
If the Russians try to take some action against our elections or any other country, we are already ready to go after them, and it should have happened in 2016. I'm glad that the president's being aggressive against any foreign country who's going to try to meddle with our elections.
House Minority Whip Steve Scalise on NBC's Meet the Press. More fallout from the president's admission that he would accept opposition research from a foreign power.
The independence of the judiciary, the independence of the DOJ is obviously not something this president respects. He's treated it like it ought to be his own personal law firm.
South Bend, Indiana mayor and 2020 presidential hopeful Pete Buttigieg on NBC's Meet the Press. This is Fox News. Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Maybe you'd like to know what exactly Relief Factor is. It was created by doctors. It's a 100% drug-free supplement with 4 key ingredients that simply help your own body deal with the natural inflammatory response that it has. It's easy to swallow, 4 little capsules in each packet, like the packet that I carry with me at all times. 3 packets a day for a week, then 2 packets a day for 2 weeks, and I have just described the 3-week quick start. And you will know in 3 weeks. That's the beauty of it. Whether it works, they don't drag you on. That costs just $19.95. There's a very good chance that a very serious percentage of my listeners suffer from some sort of muscular or joint pain. You should try this for $19.95. That's all you can lose. If it works, they will send it to you automatically. If it doesn't work, tell them not to send any shipments, and it's as simple as that. It is all at ReliefFactor.com. I've been using it for years now. ReliefFactor.com.
It's time to stand with Israel. Consider the lifelong impact of joining nationally syndicated media host Dennis Prager and Mike Gallagher, along with AM 560 The Answer, on the Stand with Israel tour. This December 2nd through 11th. More than a vacation, this journey will guide you through centuries of faith and culture as you visit iconic places right out of Scripture. Along the way, your host will broadcast on-site while you watch and participate. Together with like-minded travelers, you'll see over 40 iconic sites during the 10-day tour, where you can pray at the Western Wall in Old City, Jerusalem, float in the Dead Sea, and take a boat out onto the waters of the Sea of Galilee. Have you ever wanted to walk inside the Garden Tomb? Register today for the Stand with Israel tour this December 2nd through 11th. Just visit 560theanswer.com, keyword Israel. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword Israel.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And now, live in our headphones, Doug Mayhall, president of the Illinois State Rifle Association. Doug, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You obviously have something pithy to say. I know you do.
He says he has
well,
input.
you were talking about Dave Siegel, the lawyer for the Second Amendment Foundation
Yep.
and the Illinois State Rifle Association.
Hit another one.
He had 16 out of 16 cases, and then the Culp case, they voted against him on that one. And so now he's 16 out of 17. That's still a pretty darn
Sounds
good
like a good
record.
batting average to me.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Sounds like a good one to me.
I think so. And some people don't like that record. They want other people to do it, but he's done a fantastic job so far. So I think it's, we want to keep having him represent us.
I agree. And he was nice to me when I talked to him, so that automatically gets points.
Yep, he's nice to you, Dave. He's got to be nice, right?
He kisses the right butts, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I gotta.
And he is going to represent us in the Brown case, in this Floyd card case, and that's going to be a very difficult one to win because there's other precedences where they voted that the Floyd card was legal, even though many people think it is illegal, since it is a right, not privilege, and you shouldn't have to pay for a right. So
keep riffing on that because that was going to be our next subject, and you're covering it. So I'm not paying you for this, but go ahead. You can
right on target.
I thought you were going to buy me at least a cup of coffee or something. Gee,
we might do that.
We could handle that.
We might buy you a cup of coffee.
There's a curd down the hall, Just use that.
But yeah, it was the whole thing. It was about a disabled woman who had a rifle for home protection and didn't have a Floyd card. Wasn't that it?
Yeah, she had a .22 bolt-action rifle, and apparently her ex-husband, called in that she didn't have a Floyd card, and when it went to court, the judge ruled she did not need a Floyd card to possess a rifle. She only needed a Floyd card to purchase it. Since she already had it, she was legal since it was a right. So
the weird thing is you can't get the gun home without a Floyd card.
No. But since it was home, I guess it was legal. And ultimately, we would like the Floyd card to disappear because it is a right to own a gun, and you you shouldn't have to pay for it. So that's what the judge ruled, and that's what we're hoping when it goes to a higher court that the same thing will be ruled again.
Well, we got our fingers crossed. Certainly, there's only 2 states in the union that I'm aware of that have. Then they don't call it Floyd Carpet. Massachusetts is the other one, and theirs is like $150, I think.
Yeah, theirs is expensive.
Yeah. All right, Doug, well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for giving a call.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And we also have George on the line. George, how are you doing this evening?
Yeah, this legislature, Fatso Pritzker, they just passed this abortion thing. And so it says that we can destroy a fetus. And what's interesting about that is that it's like saying that somebody comes into your house, into the foyer, and you can kill them until they come into the house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's the most, I never cared about partial birth abortion or anything until I started to look into it. And then I realized that this is the killing of a human being.
You got that
and
right.
The law says, and I don't know if you've read it or not, but it says that you can kill a fetus. You can kill a fetus.
You can
Well,
now you
fetus
actually
is a human being.
You can now actually in some places kill a child that's already been born.
Yes.
I appreciate the phone call, George. You have a really good evening. Yeah, that's a bugaboo of ours too. We got 1 minute and 45 seconds. So we got a minute. Can we do an announcement or?
I think so. I think so. We had off air. We had a discussion about the most offensive T-shirt contest that we ran last week, and we do believe that the winner of the most offensive T-shirt contest is Annette Chapman.
It's a beautiful thing.
She submitted 3, but she's definitely our most offensive listener.
She got first, second, and third place.
Yeah,
actually,
she did really good. I saw the entries.
And we actually can't tell you what she won for. You have to go to Facebook and look.
Yeah,
look it
you'll
up.
have to look at
Yeah.
the pictures of her T-shirts, but she's by far the winner. I mean,
we asked
there's no
George.
question.
We asked George if we could explain it, and George just held a gun to my head and said no.
Yeah, the FCC will not allow us to say what her T-shirt says.
So, but she'll get it, and her she's going to get a.
So the prize here is it's a tumbler that I laser engraved. It has the American flag on one side, and it has the On Target Radio on the other side, the logo.
And you can see it on the stream right now.
And you can see it if you're watching the stream. So another reason to watch the stream and to get on Facebook.
Right, exactly.
Definitely.
So, we said it's okay that we can't read the T-shirts on the air because it was a Facebook contest. And so you have to like our Facebook page if you haven't already.
On Target Radio.
And you should watch us on YouTube if you haven't already.
At my age, I always watch the stream. Okay, we're going to be back with more On Target Radio after this brief message. When we come back, you will have your AOC moment of Zen. All that and more. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson. Have you heard about Online Trading Academy? They're the leader in trading and investment education. They have courses throughout Chicagoland, including East Peoria, Valparaiso, and Lombard. I know because I took one of their classes. I learned so much about the markets and trading and shorting the markets. Don't let someone else make money off your investments. Take control of your financial future. Call Online Trading Academy now at 844-778-7132. That's 844-778-7132. Again, I was so impressed with Online Trading Academy, and I signed up for my own free class, and you can too. Market volatility is real, folks. And imagine if you knew when to get out of the market before it falls so you could protect your life savings. Sign up for your free class now at 844-778-7132 or online at otaclass.com. That's otaclass.com.
Famous conservative quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
The late, great Winston Churchill said, "You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks." Pretty wise words considering all of the distractions in modern society.
Manufacturing companies, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Kulchar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and systems integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet FDA compliance requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, facilities, and plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 to startup, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. For information, I encourage you to talk to Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844 HIREASI, 844-HIRE-ASI, or online at hireasi.com.
Hey, my friend Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, has authorized me to make the best offer ever on radio or TV. For a limited time only, you can get a 2-pack of My Pillows for only $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. Again, that's the lowest price he's ever offered in the history of My Pillow. Now, if you procrastinate and don't own a My Pillow yet, or you already know why this is the pillow everybody wants and loves because you've got one, then, man, here's the best offer ever. And by the way, you can still get 30% off of the pet beds, mattress toppers, and Giza cotton sheets. So act now to get this brand new, absolutely lowest price ever offered of 2 premium My Pillows for only $69.98. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code Joe or call 1-800-489-0201. That's 1-800-489-0201 or MyPillow.com. Either way, use the promo code Joe.
Visit MyPillow.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
It's time now for your moment of AOC Zen.
You know, it has been 5 long, grueling, torturous months since Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez took office. I mean, all those television and press conference appearances she was asked to do can be stressful. And just the sheer energy drain as a result of coming up with her stunning concepts of how the world should run must take the toll. Who would deny New York's 14th Congressional District's representative obvious need for a pay increase? I mean, she hasn't had a pay increase in over a decade. Well, actually, to be more accurate, in AOC's case, in the past 5 months, when she made the natural career advancement move from bartender to congresswoman. Scoff if you will, but the poor woman only makes $174,000 a year, which is roughly about, an 800% increase over pushing booze to a bunch of potential fatal car accident millennials. AOC stomped her little foot, whined, and demanded a $4,700 raise, which is peanuts when you're talking about $174,000. All the Democrats were milling around the Capitol like hogs waiting for the trough to fill when the alpha hog, Nancy Pelosi, was reminded an election year looms on the horizon. Talking about pulling the fat out of the fire, the pay raise was sunk faster than a submarine with a screen door. The bill's sponsors claimed they had solid bipartisan support for the move. But oddly, there weren't any Republicans around to back up that statement. Most of them were on a junket to anywhere in the world, other than the House, where the hogs were being slaughtered. The one stalwart supporter standing in front of the trough was AOC, proclaiming how hard her life is and why she deserved a raise 5 months after entering Congress, which itself constitutes an 800% raise. Good for you, AOC. You keep swinging the bat in there, honey. The three-ring circus gets better every month, and the clowns are starting to primp up in anticipation of seriously hitting the campaign trail. That's it. She is the gift that keeps on giving. You know that?
She absolutely is.
Oh, yeah. I want her to keep going.
And who started calling her that?
That's it. You named it.
That would be me.
When I cut to this,
heard it here first.
That's right.
When we cut to this, you crossed your eyes and stuck your tongue out at me. So you were about to say something.
Oh, yeah. So we have a couple of cogent comments on YouTube. So our friend Steve says, where is it? Sorry. Steve said, you're right on target. And Dirt Road Landing says he loves the show.
Well, thank you. Those are good things.
I thought you would like that.
We like good things.
We like good things. Well, we like bad things sometimes, too.
Well, once in a while.
Yeah. So this thing on Bill Maher, I found particularly interesting because, you know, of all of the left-wingers that literally he will invite a conservative on his show and basically not give the conservative any time to...
Just so he can eviscerate
Yeah,
them.
they just pound on him, right? So, and I've heard him do anti-gun rants before, on the show. Guess who owns guns?
Bill Maher.
Funny thing about that, isn't it?
Strange.
Yeah.
And he hates them.
And he hates them, but he owns them because they are
An insurance policy.
an insurance policy. Gee, where have you ever heard anything like that
I've
before?
never heard something like that before.
So he has advice for the Democrats. And his advice is...
This whole thing is very confusing to me.
Yeah, well, his advice is
it's Bill
let's
Maher.
lay off the gun control as a plank in the platform for 2020. And that's good advice. if you want to win as a Democrat, that's good advice. He goes, this is Maher talking. He says, we've lost elections before on this issue, which is not a winning issue for Democrats. First of all, liberals should learn more about guns. How many times have we said that? I don't know much about guns because, again, I don't care. I don't like them, but I hear this from gun people. Wow.
So it must be true.
It must be true, absolutely. While stating that he doesn't like it, he does own them for his own protection. But you have to, you got to give him credit where credit is due. He's on point. This has never been a winning issue for Democrats. In the midterms, they moved in the way they did. I'm convinced because of Trump. I mean, they just had the backlash of their party hating Donald Trump so much. I don't think it had anything
I think
to
it
do
got
with
a lot
guns.
of. I think Trump got a lot of people excited. I think it got a lot of people who maybe don't normally vote to vote, and I think it got people to register who were never registered before.
Exactly.
So I think there were a lot of previous non-voters who voted in the last midterm, but that's very common when a party has control, especially of both houses and
Sure.
the presidency, but the presidency in particular. Whatever party the president belongs to, generally the midterm will go the other way.
What's interesting that's been happening in the Democratic Party is they've gotten in such uber radical leftists that they're beginning to turn off people in their own party.
Yes.
And
Keep it up.
It'll be interesting to see how that.
exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in 2020.
I think it's great. I mean, I love watching them attack each other. It's fantastic. He says, I don't like guns. I have some, but I don't like them. I have it for an emergency.
You know,
Like,
I think he's like a revolver guy. I can picture him with a revolver, like
Well-
one of those like Taurus Judge, like the big like
Well, I certainly
revolver
hope
that
so.
like no person would ever have a purpose for, except to have 'cause
except
it's
for
cool,
home,
you know.
right, for
But,
home defense.
Yeah, I could see that.
So anyway, it's going to be interesting to watch the 2020 elections. That's for sure. But his points are well taken. They really ought to get off the gun control issue because that's going to hurt him. I'm sure it's going to. But anyway, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Gretchen, you got some action items, I think, and we'll do a big grand finale close. I don't know, play trumpet, we'll do something or other, right? All that and probably a little bit less when we come back with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
You guys have a great product, and I tell my friends about it. And I was actually talking to a guy the other day who I just met, and he takes them. So you put out a great product, and I want to thank you and your organization.
I just started using it, and my family's already seen the difference. And I have health issues. I have fibromyalgia, asthma, but all of a sudden everything's clearing up, and I'm feeling better, and my skin's better. My brother said I look 10 years younger already.
Wow. Okay.
My vision is clear. I already see the difference. People are seeing the difference, and my doctor's seeing the difference.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman. Saturday and Sunday, June 22nd and 23rd, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida and Arizona. Tuesday, June 25th, NRA Basic Pistol, taught by David. Sunday, July 7th, Long Range Rifle, taught by Ed Janka. Saturday, July 13th, Illinois Concealed Carry Renewal Class, taught by David. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on Register.
Hi, I'm back. That was quick.
Hi.
That was quick.
Where'd you go?
Well, I was reading something. I have no idea what we're going to do next. And everybody's just staring at me. That's great.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Well, there's only like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Did we want to talk about July?
Sure. I'd like to know what that's about.
It's going to be hot.
Tom Knighton from Bearing Arms. I posted it on our Facebook page this past week. Tom Knighton from Bearing Arms wrote an article, and he said that July should be, well, he called it Gun Pride Month. I think maybe Second Amendment Pride Month. But in any case, we've got Gay Pride Month right now, and
is that a whole month?
It's
I thought
expanded.
it was just like a day or
It's
something.
expanded from a week to a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There are so many. There are so many.
You didn't say that the right way.
There are so many liberal causes. There aren't enough months to do this.
This is true.
And we haven't gotten around to, like straight guy month.
We don't have a lot of conservative causes that, because we're not whiny and we don't.
And we're usually at work.
We work and, we don't need to make time to celebrate, the freedoms that we enjoy.
Maybe we could use the principles of quantitative easing to split each month in half and then pretend like we have twice as much time in every year.
Maybe
string
theory or something. We could
just
kind of get that in there too. Or,
there are now 24 months. Enjoy your extra year.
It's like liberal math. I like it.
Common Core.
Exactly. Common Core math.
Liberal math is used exclusively in budgets in Illinois.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out so well.
They use it to cook the books.
I got to say that the few places that I've been gone speaking since they passed that budget, I really like saying that. It's such a nice sounding thing. Do you know they spent $50 billion in a budget in this state? It's got gravitas to it, gravitas. $50 billion. And people look at you like, yeah, okay.
They have no concept of what that actually is.
The human brain cannot conceive of that.
You could say $1 billion kajillion. Like, okay, sure,
yeah,
whatever.
That's fine. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's and the funniest thing is not funny. It isn't funny. The frightening thing is that people who could afford to pay it are bailing out of this state like it's a ship sinking. I mean, and some of them literally cross the Indiana line, buy a house, and still work in Chicago.
Yeah,
I live right across
thought
the line.
about doing that.
It's and so what's the solution? Then they'll end up raising more taxes because as the income level goes down, they're going to have to raise more taxes on the people who can least afford it.
It's a vicious cycle.
It is. Well, we'd like to thank you for taking time to listening to our rants on Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board. Learn how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you'd imagine. Call 815-741-3474 for details. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers, George.
Thank you.
George, happy Father's Day. And thank you for listening. And return next week and we'll cover more red meat issues that affect your life.
As a parent, you want what's best for your children. That means sending them to a school where they'll get the superior education they deserve, and that also shares your values. That can be tricky these days, as public schools have changed and private schools can be expensive. Your household budget has already been cut to the bone, and it's hard to imagine where you'll find that extra money. Well, there's help to lessen that financial burden and provide your child with the very best education at half the cost. At AM 560 The Answer, we work with private schools throughout the Chicagoland area to provide tuition for families at half the normal cost. Just log on to halfpriceschools.com and you'll find some of Chicagoland's finest private schools, from preschool all the way through high school, at half the cost. And chances are there's a school right in your neighborhood. Invest in your child's education and future at halfpriceschools.com. A limited number of half-price vouchers are available. Go to halfpriceschools.com now.
It's news, opinion, insight. It's AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago.